I'm here at the world famous Pocono International Raceway. You can see that behind me. We're actually at the start finish line right now. I'm running a track day over there for sports cars and motorcycles. I just figured I'll bring this car today just to see what it's like on the track. I mean, it's not a sports car by any stretch, but it is fast and it's an M car and it's supposed to be able to do well on a track. So we are going to take this on a track to let you see how it does. And then we'll do a full review on what I think of the car. Let's go.
If you like motorsports and want to learn more about the racetrack experience, check out driveonthetrack.com.
All right, so this car has a like BMW fashion quad exhaust. This one has straight pipes with a cat delete. This one kind of house. It's like a deep note. It's not like a super revvy, crisp note, but it's deep. So I'm gonna do a drive off from here and you can hear what it sounds like. Now I'm going to turn the traction control to MDM, which will allow a little bit of wheel spin, I think. Let's see how it does. we've left the racetrack. It was a great day, track day wise. We did a couple of drag race style start. We drove on the track, we did a few laps. We got some good footage. I enjoy driving this car, it's fun. But I would say it's a little hairy to drive on the track. But it's stupid fast for the street. And you will see, I'm gonna accelerate here. On the street, it just goes straight. We easily topped out at 560 foot-pounds of torque, and it's set somewhere around 600 horsepower. I didn't really full throttle it, honestly, and it's not on. Oh, it is on Sport Plus, but it shifted earlier. I only have I set the shifting to the second position, not the last position, because I don't need to wring out this motor on the street. But you see that the power meter on the center display clearly shows that we got a lot of torque and power out of it. So this car is a great car to be a hooligan and have fun on the street. It's super fast. I think it's faster than the car needs to be on the street. On the track, yes, it turns reasonably well. The 5,200 pounds plus me, I can feel it easily. And I did set the suspension to Sport Plus, and it's easy to control here. So you can either program the M button, which I did, or you can use the center console to change. As I'm driving, I'm gonna give you my feedback. The car handles well enough in the turns, especially with the damping stiffened up in the Sport Plus position. It's not quite comparable to the sports cars that I test, but it's not a minivan either. Last week I drove a Mercedes 250 Sport on the track just because that's the car I had at the time, and that felt a lot softer and non-compliant. This car, once you push it in the corner, it is fine. It will hold its line, the rubbers do their job, and it's serviceable. But it is hairy because there's so much weight to throw around that change of direction is really not a forte for this car. The first lap out, I'm still in the mentality like I'm driving any of my other cars, and when I drove straight, brake, and turn in, the car turned. The steering was responsive enough, but the weight would not turn, and the suspension and tires could not handle it, so I start doing a four-wheel drift. I don't get that on any of my other cars. You know, the M2 pushes a lot, it understeers, and you know, in my other video we'll talk about the M2 and its understeering issues, but it doesn't drift like this. It's drifting not because the car doesn't want to turn, it's drifting because the car, the tire, the chassis, the suspension, it's just not set up to absorb the 5,200 plus pounds of inertia. So it continued to go straight even though I'm trying to make the car turn. Later on, after a couple laps, I got used to driving it, I would go into the turns with less entry speed and turn, and it was compliant enough, and I can steer, I can get on the throttle steer without the traction control on, and it will drive fine. But it's the entry speed that really gets me, and that's, I think, where you're gonna feel that the most, is if you go into a turn very fast, it's not going to want to go in and then continue around the turn. If you're going slow and try to power out, it's actually fairly fun to drive. So if you want to drift this, as heavy as it may be, it's better at doing that than trying to carry corner speed. In the end, it is not a sports car. It is a sports truck because it goes really fast and it still turns reasonably well, but you're not going to treat it like a sports car and do the kind of lap time the way that you want to do it. I wouldn't doubt that you can get close to the lap time I can do on the M3 or M2 on this Pocono North track, because there's so many straights that I can get power down, and I might make up the time between the turns, but you cannot get to the same lap time in the same way as you on a lighter car. And that's an issue for me because I enjoy corner speed, I enjoy the entry, and I enjoy the driving out too, but I like a little bit of speed going into turns. So that's my verdict. I wouldn't bring this to the track all the time. It's serviceable once you get to know how to drive it, but on the street, I don't think I have a faster car on the street. This thing, just step on it, it goes, and it's responsive enough that it's still, I guess, not a hazard to drive. Some of the cars have a lot of power, but when you step on it, it gets out of line, it steps out. This has 315 rear tires at stock on the back, And as you guys saw, I turned the traction control off and I tried to drive off without using launch control. I couldn't spin the tires. So this car is made very well to take the power that it can take on the ground and then put it down on a street, which makes a much faster car on the street. If you want a faster car, as I said, I can't recommend another car in the $30,000 range that will give you this much power and speed and fun. That's my verdict. And so if you're looking for reasonably affordable thrills, this is it. Go get one.